12 strange signs from the universe that someone misses you and wants you near. Someone just can't leave you. Being missed is a nice thought, even if the background is usually less nice. Missing is often preceded by a separation, which is not always entirely voluntary. Different life plans, different ideas of surroundings and country, or the fate, are primarily the things which separate us from each other. The old saying, out of sight, out of mind, does not always apply as confidently as we would like. But let's return to the beautiful and comforting thought that someone is continuously directing his or her thinking in our direction. There are actually clues for it, which suggests this circumstance to us clearly. We would like to present you 12 of them here. Number 1. One sees oneself in a dream. People who have or had a deep emotional or spiritual connection to each other can meet again and again in dreams. Even deceased people and people who live on another continent manage to pay us a visit. Dreams are a wonderful meeting place for all people who cannot be together during the day for various reasons. Number 2, we see and hear their name. Names are not just smoke and mirrors. They establish an immediate connection with the people who belong to them. Of course, we can also think of a coincidence or a statistical frequency when certain names come to us again and again. Selective perception probably also plays a role here. Nevertheless, the constant mention of names is a nice example of how distant, dear people can boldly force their way into our consciousness. Number 3, goosebumps pure. Goosebumps are a medical phenomenon that still could not be satisfactorily clarified and researched. It comes over us in the most different moments sometimes, so it seems completely without reason. However, it is also sufficiently regarded as a sign that someone is seeking contact with us. Just as the tender touch of a loved one gives us goosebumps of the most pleasant kind, so do all those who occupy a special place in our hearts, even from afar. Number 4, so far and yet so near. When someone misses us, we can literally feel those vibrations. She or he sends so many good thoughts our way that this flow of energy must inevitably resonate. Those who were once closely connected with each other will never really have to forfeit this closeness. We can still feel each other if we let ourselves and are open to a little fairy dust from the spiritual world. Number 5, you feel their touch. Dear departed people in particular seem to have the power to comfort us with a touch in moments of deep sadness or loneliness. We feel embraced, feel their hand on ours or a touch on our shoulder, just as they would have done when they were alive, to lift us up again. People who miss us can also touch us from a distance. Again, energy cannot be lost. It must arrive somewhere and manifest. Number 6, sneezing fits and hiccups. These two symptoms have always been considered fixed signs that someone is thinking about us very hard right now. Even our parents and grandparents grew up with this truism, which suggests a long-standing tradition of this knowledge. So when we have an unexplained sneezing attack or a hiccup episode, it's usually because someone is thinking good thoughts. Number 7, all roads lead there. No matter what we do or refrain from doing, we always find ourselves sooner or later on the path toward it or him. All our efforts and endeavors seem to have only one goal, to be face to face with that one person again as soon as possible. Number 8, the connection with them is still strong. Once you've been able to share deep attachment and love with a person, you do not forget this feeling so quickly. A bond is thus formed between two people that no distance, no estrangement, and sometimes not even death can break. If you can still clearly perceive this contact, she or he is with you in your thoughts. Number 9, they suddenly force themselves into our consciousness. Memories are a strange thing. We occasionally take refuge in them, but sometimes they're not welcome at all. However, they are a bit like our feelings. They come when they feel like it. The right time for them is always and everywhere. Even people we have had to let go of keep coming back into our consciousness. This testifies to the fact that they have not yet forgotten us either. Number 10. Many things in everyday life remind us of them. The difficult thing about involuntary separations are the countless little clues that are just waiting every day to remind us of our loved ones. Every item in the shared household, every tree along the road, all things seem to want to tell the shared story day after day, over and over again. There is no smell, no sound, no occurrence that does not make us constantly think of that one person. Number 11. We constantly run into each other. Yes, that too exists. It's a small world after all. Someone misses us, and their subconscious mind makes sure that our paths are constantly crossing. These synchronicities are exciting proof that many things are possible with the power of our thoughts. In this case, give the idea that maybe this person is meant to play a role in your life a chance. This need not necessarily be romantic or passionate in nature. She or he may be able to support you in other ways. The universe rarely imposes itself for no reason at all. Number 12. Sometime the time of missing is over. Sometimes there is a happy ending, even in real life. We then get to embrace each other and walk at least part of the road together. The waiting and missing each other have then definitely been worth it. All the wonderful signs are not only comforting aids to bridge the time apart better, they were harbingers of this reunion. Good thoughts exclusively for you. It's nice to be missed. The idea of another person seeking our closeness and focusing all their thinking and feeling on us is flattering and honors us greatly. Some separations are easier to bear if we're allowed to imagine ourselves near the other person, at least in thought. Here also, several laws of nature come to our aid, which not even physics can ignore. Energy in the form of thoughts and feelings, for example, must arrive somewhere and generate energy. None of our desires goes therefore into the emptiness, but meets certainly on resonance. In addition, spiritual messages are always to be understood also as an appeal, an action imperative to the universe. Ask for it, and it will be granted to you. Ask for it, and you will get it. Until then, however, we must exercise patience and struggle with a less pleasant circumstance that separation pain and longing bring with them. They grow unceasingly if no countermeasures are taken. The Italian philosopher and scholar Niccolò Machiavelli summed this up beautifully. Our longing grows the less we can satisfy it.